I saw this TikTok once, and this chick was saying, women and men, we are so different when it comes to dating, because women, we feel like we have to meet pre-qualifications before we date, but men do not. Men will date if they're homeless. Men will date jobless. Men will date carless. Men will date while within a relationship, while out of a relationship, while getting over a relationship, they will date. Yo, party people, it's Ashley of SingleWomanChronicles.com, where being single is a beautiful choice rather than a miserable circumstance. And I am coming to you guys today on a topic that I hate. It's really more so a question that I hate, because who really knows the answer? Like, who really knows the real answer to this question? Because who knows but God? Like, seriously, who knows? But the infamous "why are you single" question. And I think the reason I wanted to talk about this because this was a topic of conversation between my best friend and I over the past week or so. So I just wanted to discuss it, because if you really dig down deep and ask yourself that question, I think a lot of things can come up and some things can be revealed to you. So I actually think it's a good activity or homework assignment you can do with yourself and just give you a little bit of reflection. So yeah, that's what today is about. But before we get into that, I just wanted to talk about life happening. Life be lifing, y'all. I was in Charlotte last week. I got into a fender bender. Someone hit my car. I'm okay. It was just like a rear end. I had never been in a car accident in this car before, which sucks. This is my Tangy. This is the car I just paid off. And so, yeah, it's like the devil is mad, isn't he? As soon as I pay my car off, someone hits it. This is annoying, but I've been in several car accidents. I've been in 6 car accidents total. My first car accident was when I was 18, and I was not an experienced driver, so I did rear end somebody, and that I was 18. Nothing came of it because there was no damage to their car, just like my car got messed up. But I was 18. After that, from 21 to 35, I have been in 5 other car accidents, and they have not been my fault. People just like to hit me. I'm like, people, please leave me be. Leave me be. I also live in Atlanta, so car accidents are just, I don't know. It's just, people just be driving crazy in Atlanta. So I guess that's what it is. I don't know. Anyway, so I was in Charlotte. I was sad about the car accident because it really happened right before, like right as I was headed out to the city. I was in Charlotte, North Carolina for a work trip, and I was going, me and TikTok, we had made us a little plan, little list. We was about to go 3 different spots in 3 hours, honey. We was getting to it. But I got to make my way back out to Charlotte, because Charlotte is a really nice city. They have some really good landmarks, really nice people. Now this is, okay, ladies, black women, if you're trying to get your interracial date, no, I think Charlotte is a good city to start, because I noticed something in Atlanta. In Atlanta, white men will glance at you, but in Charlotte, white men will look at you. Okay. And I know some of y'all know what I mean. Like in Atlanta, you pass a white man or a man of another race, they're going to kind of like glance at you, but it's kind of like this fear because they don't really know how to approach us. This is what I've heard, right? But in Charlotte, they go, hey, how you doing? Have a good day. Like the conversation, they don't care. Like they coming with it. Now they didn't hit on me, but what I'm saying is the way they was looking, I feel like they're not scared. They ain't scared. And I solved the riddle, because I often be saying like, oh, when I go out, people don't hit on me. I don't stay places long enough. Like I'm the friend I'm always ready to go first. Like that's my issue. So I have to test this theory. I have to stay at somewhere long enough to get hit on, because I'm realizing men take a little bit not even a little bit long. They take a second to gain the courage to approach you. So if you in a party for 10 minutes, you're not gonna get approached because you're in and out. So this is me talking to myself because, like, come on. Like, come on. So getting into the topic of today. I was under Jess Whitty's, I think that's her name, Jess Whitty. I'm probably wrong, but she's the one whose wig fell off in the Dear Future Wifey interview. But she was like, oh my God, when her wig slid back, but they kept it. Yes, that one. She has a great, beautiful platform where she keeps Christian singles encouraged, and she does do moments where she'll be like, drop in the comments your age, location, what you looking for, etc., etc. So the other day, I connected with this guy in that little why I keep saying y'all, that little comment section. So we started DMing and he seemed cool, and long story short, we ended up having a FaceTime call. The FaceTime call went well, but basically he wasn't ready to date. I think that's something I have to come to terms with, because, you know, a lot of stuff I share with y'all, some stuff I've overcome, some stuff I am overcoming. And this is one thing that I am overcoming. I do not like when people, or men specifically, because that's what I date, I do not like when men say that they are ready for something or show up in spaces where people who are ready for something are, and interrupt or distract us or waste our times. Meaning, if this, you know, this is a singles forum, you know that the people who are single, ready to mingle, are in this forum, and you are not ready, why are you even commenting? Why comment? Just read the comments and, like, let it be. You know what this is. You know what the purpose is. Why would you waste somebody's time? I know I only had about a few unlimited text messages wasted, but that's just something I'm working out. I don't know why that really grinds my gears. Like, it's so triggering to me. And I think one of the reasons it's triggering to me is because of one of the answers to my question of, like, why are you single? I rarely meet men who are ready, who are truthfully, honestly ready. I meet a lot of men who say they're ready, but when we really start peeling back layers, they're not. So I think that's what really grinds my gears, because although I don't waste my time because I'm very quick to stick and move, like, I'm very, like, I'm out. If it don't agree with me, I don't have to think too long. I don't look at red flags and just be like, oh, I'm gonna ignore that and keep, no, I'm out. You're not finna waste my unlimited text messages. You're not finna do it. I'm out. But it just really grinds my gears when people show up. It's because it awakens a hope in you that you need to continue to stay hopeful in this dating thing. And when people keep awakening that hope and wasting it, it's annoying. It's very frustrating. So that's one part that I'm overcoming, because I should be just loosely, like, whatever. Because let me tell you what's crazy about it. I could meet somebody in a forum who says they're ready, and if they're actually ready, and then we start talking and I realize, like, dang, we're not aligned in that value. He don't do this. He don't go to church. Oh man, he doesn't believe in this thing or that thing that I believe in. I'm okay with that. So, like, I'm okay if I meet someone and our values are misaligned and we just don't work because our values are misaligned. I don't get upset, but I do get upset when I meet someone and our values are aligned, but then they're telling me, oh, but I'm not ready right now. I'm just chilling. Why are you in this space? Like, why are you wasting my time? It pisses me off. And it's like low key the same thing, but I don't know. I just don't like, you know what it is? I think it's kind of like, I saw this TikTok once and this chick was saying, women and men, we are so different when it comes to dating, because women, we feel like we have to meet pre-qualifications before we date, but men do not. Men will date if they're homeless. Men will date jobless, men will date carless, men will date while within a relationship, while out of a relationship, while getting over a relationship, they will date. But women, we feel like we need to meet pre-qualifications, whereas men don't. And maybe that's the part that we disconnect at, and that's the part that pisses me off. Because it's like, don't come over here with that nonsense. Don't come over here with the nonsense, okay? Like, don't bother me with the nonsense. Get on now. It really pisses me off. All right. So, conversation started, or the reason I thought of this topic is because when I was briefly speaking to Mr. Not Ready, of course, he asked me, why are you single? And of course, my truthful answer is, I just haven't met my person. Like, I genuinely haven't met someone. Like, if someone today were to walk into my life and they were ready and we were on the same page and values and things, we would go off into the sunset and live happily ever after. Like, we would, because I'm ready, he's ready, we're willing to put the work in. Like, what's going on? I just haven't met that person yet. So that's the struggle for me. I was talking to my best friend, and she said that she gets annoyed with this question because her answer is always, I'm waiting on God. And she says many times when she uses that answer, people don't think the answer is good enough. And I believe a lot of people don't believe the answer is good enough because the church doesn't prepare single people properly. They don't really dive into what it looks like to be single in this culture, because most of our pastors have been married for decades. They don't understand what these dating streets look like. So most times they only say, when you say waiting on God, no one really knows what that means. No one really gets it. Do you mean that you're just like sitting in your home, sitting on your hands and you're not doing anything? Do you mean that you're out and you're meeting people and you're waiting on God to tell you if this person is the right one? Do you mean that you're praying and waiting on God to share wisdom with you and ask for guidance? Like, what does waiting on God really mean, right? And I know what it means from a financial point of view. I know what it means from a career point of view. And right now in this season, like I told y'all, some things I've overcome, some things I'm learning right now. Right now, I am learning what it means to wait on God in my love life. And so that is a part of my answer too. Why am I single? Waiting on God to send me the person that I was telling y'all about that we're going to ride off into the sunset with. So for me, waiting on God looks more so like I'm focused on what he wants me to focus on right now. And that could be career, that could be fitness, that could be building a relationship with your, building a better relationship with your mom or your dad or your siblings, something. And just kind of still being hopeful in love. It's not something I'm chasing, right? And I know my best friend, when she says it, she's the same way. I'm out here. I'm available. I'm open to it. Once people approach me, I react. If I'm under a post, I see someone who's interesting, I'll reach out. Like, dude, I reached out to him because basically he was saying, people kept asking him his age. And he's like, if you want to know my age, DM me. And so I DM'd him. I was like, what's your age? Like, conversation starter. Woo. Like, it's not that big of a deal because it's not that serious. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I don't feel like it's something where I'm just sitting in the house waiting on God to bring my man on a ledge or something like that, right? I think it's more so me being guided by him and just waiting. But the activity that I want many of us to do is to answer that question yourself. So the reason I say that is because for a long time, I blamed myself for being single. For a long time, I had so many regrets. And this is what happened, because when my healed self looked back on my old self, I was mad at my old self for making the decisions that I made, because I felt like my old self messed up a lot of stuff for my healed self. And that is very unfair to me, both selves, because you have to forgive yourself for what you didn't know at the time. You didn't know that you didn't know that. So why am I angry, right? So it's a lot of forgiveness that had to happen, because back in the day, the things I allowed myself to accept, just awful. The treatment I allowed myself to accept, just awful. Another thing is like not seeing myself for how amazing I was and how beautiful I was, and really just dimming my light just to be a part of foolishness. That's something I had to forgive myself for. The men that the other day I was thinking about the men that got away. If someone were to ask, were there a few that got away? I would answer truthfully, yes. There were a few men that I wish I said yes to. But the way I reconcile it is, even if I said yes in that moment, that doesn't mean that we would still be together now. Because a lot of them have gone on. The ones I'm thinking about, all of them are married or engaged. All good dudes. But I do believe in what's for me is for me. So I had to forgive myself for making bad choices in that moment. Because the truth is, to say no to these men who were great dudes, that was a bad choice. To say, because usually when I was saying no to the good dude, I was saying yes to the bad guy. But I was unhealed. I didn't know what I deserved. I didn't know how to identify a good guy. I didn't know that my attachment style caused me to go for the wrong person because of that roller coaster, because of that, that extreme emotion. I didn't know love was supposed to feel safe and feel like this, right? So it's a lot of self-forgiveness that has to happen. So I want to ask you, have you sat down with yourself and talked yourself through, why are you single? Were some of those faults of your own? And if the answer is yes, have you forgiven yourself for some of those faults? Because the last thing I want you to do is to fall for the rhetoric that is going on right now and to feel bad every time somebody asks you why you single. Because if you have not done the work and the deep digging of answering that question for yourself, every time someone asks you that question, is going to sting. Because you're going to feel like you don't know. 2, you're going to feel like I'm probably single because of something I did, because of the way I look, because of me, my, whatever. And it's going to be you blaming yourself for all this stuff. And that's going to make you feel less than. And I don't want you to feel less than. I don't want you to continue to beat yourself up over past mistakes. I don't want you to continue to beat yourself up and feeling like your moment has passed. I don't want you to keep doing that. Because I lived in that cave for too long, and I want you to dig yourself out of that cave. So I want you to just be real with yourself. And in being real with yourself, we all make mistakes. We all do. We all have said yes to the right thing and sometimes yes to the wrong thing. We've all said no to the right thing sometimes and no to, the wrong things. Like, it's a mix. Sometimes we make mistakes, but I need you to release yourself. So I really need you this week to ask yourself, why is it that I'm single? Do I blame myself for it? For a long time, I blamed myself for being single. And what that did was, every time something did not work out, I would feel like I had to overcompensate, or I would feel like I need to punish myself for something or I would just constantly internally beat myself up because I'm like, it must be me. It must be me. And when you're in a space of it must be me, you don't have as much confidence in the future of your love life as you should. And then 2, you don't show up as the fullness of yourself and get to experience all the people that you could experience, because you may feel like I'm not good enough for that person. Because I know sometimes, like, I've had a few moments where certain guys have tried to talk to me in that past self of like me thinking it's my fault, thinking there's something wrong with me, thinking I'm flawed. I've had moments where dudes have tried to talk to me and I'm like, who, me? And I never want to show up like that again. Because why not me? Like, why not me? What do you mean? Like, I'm the best thing since sliced bread. Like, what is you talking about? Like, what are you saying? You dumb if you don't choose me. You dumb if you're not looking at me. Like, you dumb if you're not interested. I don't understand. Like, I don't understand. So I want you this week to ask yourself, why am I single? And I want you to really get down to the nitty gritty. And I want you to dig up all of those parts of yourself, all of those blind spots that may have you questioning, like, am I good enough? Am I the reason I'm single? I am all of those things. I want you to get rid of them. I want you to stop. And I want you to forgive yourself. And I want you to move forward fearlessly and letting go of all the regrets of the past, letting go of the person that maybe you stayed too long and you're thinking he wasted all my prime years. It's a lie. Baby, we still got time. We still got time. Somebody's son gonna like it. Thinking that it's too late for you. It's never too late. I tell people all the time, my mom got married for the first time at 50. It's still weddings happening at 65, 70. Like, it's never too late. I'm not wishing that on you, but I'm just saying. Ask yourself that. So that question does not rock you. So that question does not trigger you, because it used to trigger me. It don't trigger me no more. Because that's the truth. The truth of the matter of my answer is I just haven't met him yet. I just haven't, because I know if the right person came along right now, yeah, your girl gonna be married in about 6 weeks. Like, I'm telling you, because I'm ready. Okay, I'm ready. Okay, I'm ready. So I just want you to do that activity, and hopefully y'all come up with some good stuff. I would love to hear about what you come up with when you really sit down and ask yourself, why am I single? And I just don't want it to rock you anymore. We're just like in this. I don't know why single women get attacked so much in society. I guess because the societal standard is just so validated by relationships, especially like from the female side. I don't know why. I don't know. I just live here. But I don't want that question to scare you anymore. And I don't want that question to make you feel bad about yourself. So really dig deep. Really do a little bit of healing work this week. Answer that question for yourself. So anytime it comes up for you again, it doesn't even rock you. It doesn't bother you. You just can answer it. Believe it when you answer it and move on. All right. That's all I got, y'all. Bye.